From the Home Slice News Center, this is the Daily Slice for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. I'm D. Ray Knight. This is what's going on. The South Dakota Attorney General and DCI have ruled a Rapid City officer was justified in the deadly shooting of a man during a hostage situation last month. The incident occurred on February 3rd when the officer responded to a reported armed robbery in progress at a Rapid City business. When the officer arrived, they encountered Eric James Wright outside of the business holding a clerk at knife point. Officials say the suspect refused the officer's commands to drop the knife. Wright ran towards the officer with 2 knives in his possession and was shot multiple times. Wright was transported to a Rapid City hospital where he later died. The RCPD is looking to improve officer retention. Amy Rose has the story.
The Rapid City Police Department has proposed a new program aimed at officer retention issues. Since 2020, RCPD has hired 53 new officers, but they have lost 55 due to retirement, termination, and resignation. Police Chief Don Hedrick proposed a few new programs that would help to combat this issue, including paying for gym memberships, as well as committing time for employees to take wellness days as needed. Additionally, the proposal would allow for student loan forgiveness, zero copay therapy, a sabbatical program, and an increase to PTO accrual. Hedrick hopes the changes will allow them to stay competitive with other departments.
The Rapid City Common Council on Monday night voted to stand in opposition to the controversial social studies standards proposed by the Noem administration. The council was divided on the issue, with those in favor of the resolution to oppose saying the standards were too divisive and didn't get any input from South Dakota teachers. Those against the resolution say this isn't an issue for the city to be taking up. Mayor Steve Allender broke the 5-5 vote to pass the resolution and said the city needed to take a stand with educators who would be affected by the change. In national and international news, the Federal Reserve could increase the size of its interest rate hikes and raise borrowing costs to higher levels than previously projected if evidence continues to point to a robust economy. That's according to Chair Jerome Powell. Powell said, "If the totality of the data were to indicate that faster tightening is warranted, we would be prepared to increase the pace of the rate hikes." The Fed raised its benchmark rate by a quarter point in early February after imposing a half-point increase in December and 4 3/4-point hikes before that. Over the past year, the central bank has raised its key rate, which affects many consumer and business loans, 8 times. Today is International Women's Day, and events and protests are scheduled around the globe. Amy Rose has the details.
People around the world are demonstrating, attending conferences, and enjoying artistic events to mark International Women's Day. While activists in some nations noted advances, repression in countries such as Afghanistan and Iran, and the large numbers of women and girls who experience sexual assaults and domestic violence worldwide highlighted the struggle to secure equality for half of the planet's population. United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres noted this week that progress won over decades is vanishing because the patriarchy is fighting back. Women marched in Pakistan, the Philippines, Germany, Italy, and many other countries today. Activists in Japan demanded the government to allow married couples to keep using different surnames.
U.S. auto safety regulators have opened an investigation into Tesla's Model Y SUV after getting 2 complaints that the steering wheels can come off while being driven. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the probe covers an estimated 120,000 vehicles from the 2023 model year. The agency says in both cases the Model Ys were delivered to customers with a missing bolt that holds the wheel onto the steering column. A friction fit held the steering wheels on, but they separated when force was exerted. Your weather forecast from the Home Slice Weather Center. Winter weather advisory starts at 5 p.m. Expected to be snowy and windy with a high of 26. Snow tonight and a low of 14. And that was your Daily Slice for Wednesday, March 8th, 2023. The Daily Slice is a production of Home Slice Media Group, hosted by D. Ray Knight with Amy Rose. Executive producer Mark Houston. Engineered by Chris Jacquez. I'm D. Ray Knight. Have a great day.